weekend really, one, is to get the car home. That's the number one thing. You know, over this many hours, whether it's 8 hours the first day, 8 hours the second day, collectively 16, we need to get the car home, and we need to get it home undamaged. To pull off a win with a car that was bought salvaged and turned into a race car would be something very, very cool to do and achieve. Everyone loves winning. We love to win. We have the team to win. We have the drivers to win. We have the car to win. But finishing is always important above all.
We've taken 4 guys, only one of whom has driven this track before. And other than Jordan and myself, none of us have ever driven it together before. So in fact, we're just actually really meeting each other for the first time at this track. And it's amazing to be able to put 4 guys together that have never done this before, throw them in a car and compete against some of the best amateur racers and some of the professionals that are out there.
Racing is part man machine, it's part mental, and it's part physical. That's what I love about it. It's a little bit of everything. If you don't have a good car, you won't win the race, so that's part of it. But generally speaking, at high levels, all the cars are pretty close. What I love about it is when you're racing somebody, sometimes you're actually backing off to make them think you're going to do something you're not going to do to get a pass done or something. So not only are you driving as fast as you possibly can and getting the most out of the car, and the feel in your body when you go through a corner at maximum speed and you know you got everything you possibly could get out of the car is amazing on itself. And then you have to take the mental part of the guy in front of you. How are you going to use that to get past him? Maybe you fake left instead of going right, or you make a decision to kind of take over that guy, and that's something that you can't really just teach. Or, you can go do a fast lap, but over the course of 8 hours, you have to make literally thousands of decisions, and every single one matters. One might end with a crash if you make the wrong one, and if you make that right one, you might pass 4 people going to one corner. So it's a combination of that feel of the car, where when you do that perfect lap, it's amazing. Like qualifying, you qualify and pole. There's very few feelings of getting the absolute most out of the car for a whole lap, because it's so difficult to do. But then you get 8 hours of making decisions that are almost just as important, and you're doing it 5, 10, 20 times a lap. So those are the things I just love about motorsports.
Well, racing to me, I mean, it's a passion is what everybody says. I mean, it kind of amazes me every time I come to a racetrack and you see all these cars out here and all these people, and I sort of forget how many people have an intense love for this, because on paper it's actually not a good idea, because what compels you to go racing and to bang your head against the wall and throw your wallet over the hill, which is what you do every time you come to the track, it doesn't sound like a very compelling thing, and yet we all still show up here. So to me, it's a hobby, it's a passion, but it's also something I take quite seriously, and not without compromising the fun of it. So this has been the perfect start to my future, I think.
Use fourth all the way through the S's, all along the right. You're going to want to grab third. Don't do it. It'll get super loose. And then as you turn into that left, then you go to third. Like as you're turning in, you're full throttle, fourth. You're full throttle, you start turning in full throttle, then you get on the brakes as you're turning in, go to third, and then you're third,
But third through onto the.
You'll grab. You want to grab the fourth right after that.
Where?
So you go. There's a left and then the right, and kind of over the hill and on the back straightaway. You'll grab the fourth somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You don't have to memorize this stuff. You're doing the stuff that I had to figure out. Like upshifts are easy. When the little light comes on, says you shift, go ahead and shift.
Teammates, can't ask for anything better. These guys are super fun to work with. Rob Holland, who actually lives in Germany at the ring, running the VLN Championship. and Rotec Racing. Super fun guy to be around. He's extremely fast. Great for guys like me to be around. Jordan Musser is fully sponsored by Bi-Rail Art. Comes from the karting world. Super communicative, very fast as well. Neil Marvin has been to over a dozen tracks and has participated around the country, and so what that does is that it puts all of us on a very good overall pace. Very, very competitive, each one of us, and it puts us in line for a great finish.
You all good?
Yeah, everything. As long as anything isn't twisted.
All right, it looks like session's about to start. So Rotec Racing was founded about 4 years ago with, actually 5 years ago now, with my partner Roland Pritzker. It was a team that was designed to bring American racers over to Europe, and now we've expanded. We're doing stuff globally. So we've done stuff like Bathurst and Singapore and Dubai, and now we're here at COTA at the United States Endurance Championships. So the cool thing about this story is that first of all, it's the race car. It's a salvage car. We saved it from the Houston floods, and now we've turned it into an endurance race car. So I'm really excited about it, and excited to see what this car has done and what Rotec Racing was able to do.
I actually got into motorsports a little bit differently than a lot of people. I raced RC cars when I was a kid. I couldn't afford to get into motorsports at that time. So I started racing actually when I was 21. Like Rob, we were both older when we started. But just a passion for, I'm a mechanical engineer, so I have like a passion for the mechanics of it. And then I realized that I just kind of this little bit of a natural ability to drive a car. Like I got my first car was a manual, and I could just drive it. Like I didn't have to be taught how to drive a manual. So I just had this connection of man and machine that I just kind of naturally had. And then I evolved, obviously worked on that and turned it into where I could drive, professionally at this point in my life.
They're now saying they're probably going to bring the cars in.
No way. So we just gave it up.
We didn't have a choice. It went.
Oh, we didn't know it was gonna happen, obviously.
Yeah. Copy that.
No way. Yep, red flag. Oh, we had not come in. Wait, no, timing and scoring is last lap by.
Should be.
Should be last lap by.
Should be. And we passed the start.
It says right now we're in third, right?
Well, I haven't seen the cycle 3.
No, it shouldn't.
It has to. Give it a lap. I just don't know if the Z58 was in that.
It should freeze, right? With whoever.
No, it's.
Man, I don't know.
Say again. They've red flagged it. We're done.
Yeah, but what? Do they revert back to one lap before the caution, maybe?
We'll see.
Oh my god.
One lap.
Well, we won't cycle through because they'll come through the pits.
Well, no, but I believe red flag. We'll have to read. They probably won't sign it. It should be back to the last green flag lap.
Right.
Red flag.
Or the last flag before the last lap before the red.
Or whatever. Yeah. Well, yeah, but what would that be then?
I don't know.
Because that's what
we
that
were in
is
the
then.
pits.
So we're in third.
I don't know.
Oh my.
Come on, all of the things that
All
have
the things
gone
that
on
happened
today.
today, it's going down. It's
No,
gonna come
maybe
down
some.
to
No,
this.
maybe there's going to be a blessing for us at the end.
Yeah. All the bad luck and everything that happened, and it's going to come down to this.
Well, but the thing is, it's good though, is we didn't get caught in the pits.
Yeah, true.
Because then we would have gone a lap down.
Right. Unless they revert back.
That's checkered flag. As of right now, it looks like we are B3.
Yay! I'm not going to get too
Oh
excited.
my
though, 'cause
God.
We don't know what they're going to do. Yeah. We're P3 when the track's green. We're P3 literally up until they threw the red flag. And that's coming. It's this live stream from their system.
I
So as far as
believe
they're
so.
concerned, we're in third.
I believe so. Well, here's the thing: is that we're either in third or we're in second.
Yeah. Yeah. Third, and then we don't even know where we're at now.
Hopefully
We
third.
don't even know where we're at.
We don't know. The race has ended. We don't know where we're at.
Yeah, copy that. Well, until the end, there's nothing.
Could be
moving
third.
here. They're not doing anything. So.
Well, lap before.
The red came out.
Rotec third.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Oh, fucking hard third place. We'll tell you some other time. It was a long day.
Dude.
It was a long day.
Nice.
Oh
my
God.
I know. I'm no shit. I've never been that happy. Good job.
Don't tell them now. We have to tell them first.
Third. We got third, man.
job.
Good job, man. Way to bring it home.
That was ideal.
Yeah, that was ideal.
No, that was less than
God.
ideal.
No, it was ideal.
We just made it work.
Ideal
Well,
of a
dude, when
nightmare
you came
scenario.
across the line this time because of that stop, you suck back to 7th.
Yeah.
But they reverted the lap prior.
I think this may be the first color of any kind of award I will have ever won in my driving career.
Hey,
you hear it,
right
seen it
on.
here first?
Yeah, well done, dude. You did
Yeah.
great laps, nice and consistent, and did what we needed you to do.
I got in the biggest melee, certainly by a long way, that I've ever been in before.
So the thing about today, this was, honestly, I've been doing this for a long time, almost 20 years now, and I don't think I've had as many ups and downs in a race that I've been in before. I mean, this is, we started mid-pack. Jordan drove the car to P1. I got in the car. We had some mistakes early with a yellow flag scenario that we still don't quite understand. That knocked us back a lap. Then when I came in for fuel, we ended up getting caught in a red light situation at pit lane out, so we weren't able to go out, and we lost another couple laps. So we went down, I think, pretty much to last place. And then throughout the race, all of our guys did a great job. Neil and Luke and Jordan and myself just kind of ran laps and ran laps. And every couple of laps, we creep up another place. And then all of a sudden, we're looking around going, well, hey, like the podium's right there. And sure enough, at the end of the race, we're like, okay, this is it, we're great. And our fuel light goes on. And we had about 15 minutes left, and there was no way we were going to be able to make that. And so we come in just as the track goes full course yellow. And we're debating about how much fuel to put in and so on and so forth. We get out in the middle of everybody, and we think we're P7, and it turns out they took the results from the lap before, which put us on the podium. So this was as much up and down as I could possibly imagine, and I'm glad we were able to bring home a trophy.
Well, had the race gone even green back to green, or even hell, WL for that matter, but back to green, we made the right decision. Because you would have gone out in front of that group, but they held you. And
I missed it by that little, huh?
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude,
No, you were.
I was
Oh,
yelling
it
at
was-
you.
I was
while you
looking at you, and I'm like, yeah.
the group was right there.
I did.
And
No,
they
wasn't
held
you.
you. They were
holding
holding you.
Well, the
P3 feels good, taking home some hardware.
Man, so I think one of the craziest things that happened today was the fact that you brought 4 guys together that had never really raced together. Rob and I have done one race together, but we were able to kind of use all of our strengths and weaknesses and kind of shore each other up and help each other to come away, with a podium finish after being first at one time. We were last at one point, yet we all worked together as if we'd known each other for 10 years and ended up with a podium. So it's really fantastic to be able to do that.
All right, well, I think I'm tempted to use the term fairy tale finish on that. I mean, we didn't have a flawless day by any means, but to come home with the P3, the first time this team has been together. Never, a couple of the drivers had never been in this car, never been on this track. Me, I've never been in this car, never on this track. Feel like I've taken a very tasty first bite moving up into the road racing world after a few years as an autocrosser. So this is the beginning of something I hope to grow a lot further.
One of the ways we work together is I actually was fortunate enough to do about 30 or 40 laps here last year in my street car, so I had a little bit of experience. Plus, I'd driven this car once before. So what I ended up doing is basically gave away all the practice to the other guys. I only got 3 or 4 laps, but that let us as a team do much better because they got the laps they needed to learn the track. And it turned out that everybody ended up getting to speed and everyone was very quick. Even though we finished 3rd, had some bad luck. I think if you look at the average lap time, we were probably the strongest team, possibly, if you look at fastest to slowest, of any class. And that was because we all worked together on the practice day to shore up those that needed the more seat time and needed help. We look at data, those kind of things.
Freaking awesome. You guys rock. I did have the chance to get on track today, and there are a few of you guys that are going to give something in return, okay?
Oh, is that what that
Starting
fire
with this
was?
guy right here. Yeah. No, you guys are great. It's fantastic. I love it. The only reason why we are able to do this and pack this many cars in here on this awesome circuit is because you guys work together and you guys make a clean race, and today was fantastic. Thank you again. Woo!
Way to bring it up.